From Fox 5's Crime in the City, these are the wildest crime videos. First up, it was a frightening scene in a fast food restaurant when an axe-wielding man went on a rampage inside an area McDonald's. TikTok video shows a dispute between Michael Palacios, 31, and 3 other men. The dispute turned physical, with the 3 men smacking and punching Palacios, who was seemingly unaffected by the assault. Palacios then put down his backpack and removed an axe. The NYPD says he then threatened his attackers. He then allegedly smashed a table and a glass wall. Finally, he smacked someone who was sitting at a table and knocked them to the floor. This next video of a vicious beating in a subway station may be hard to watch. Police say that on September 20th, a 33-year-old woman had been on a northbound A train when a man tried to engage her in a conversation. She ignored him and got off the train at the Howard Beach stop. The man allegedly followed her off of the train, grabbed her and threw her into a wall, and then started punching and kicking her as she fell to the ground. Another man came into the station and attempted to intervene, but ran away after being threatened. This security video of the incident shows the woman being repeatedly kicked across her body. EMS took her to Jamaica Hospital for treatment. The woman suffered a severe eye injury in the attack. In this next video, a man was hospitalized after a disturbing bat attack on a Brooklyn sidewalk. The NYPD says it happened just before 3 p.m. on August 31st at St. John's Place and Ralph Avenue in Crown Heights. A man got into a dispute with some others at that location. One of them hit him with a baseball bat, and another punched him in the face. The attackers took off. Violence erupted in seconds when 2 men on a scooter-type vehicle shot another in a drive-by shooting. Video from June 13th shows 2 men drive the motorbike down Lafayette Avenue in the Soundview section of the Bronx and fire several rounds. The 24-year-old victim was struck in the chest. Sometimes violence can erupt where you least expect. This video shows a 36-year-old man who was standing in line at a counter when someone walked up behind him and sucker punched him. The New York City Police Department says the attack was unprovoked. The victim fell to the ground and appeared to be unconscious after the assault. Now take a look at this video capturing the moment a mugger tackled a victim into a Bronx fruit stand as shocked bystanders watched the attack. The NYPD says it happened last September 5th in front of 2301 Jerome Avenue in Fordham Heights. A 42-year-old man was walking up to the sidewalk when the attacker ran up behind him and tackled him into a fruit stand. The mugger then repeatedly punched the victim in the face before grabbing his motorcycle key, helmet, and sneakers. It was a real-life horror movie when a man carrying what looked like an assault rifle and wearing a scream mask robbed a Queens store with 2 other men. It happened September 14th on 109th Avenue in Ozone Park. The NYPD says the 3 armed men jumped out of a car and ran into the business. It had several workers and customers inside at the time. They held them up and demanded phones from people in the store and grabbed 2 from customers and 2 from employees. One of the robbers stuffed about $3,000 in cash from the register into a bag. No one was hurt in the incident. A woman fights back when moped-riding robbers attack, and it was all caught on camera. According to police, on August 27th, 2 28-year-old women were walking along East 89th Street near the Guggenheim Museum when they were approached by 2 suspects riding a moped on the sidewalk. Surveillance video released by the NYPD shows the driver of the bike attempting to grab the necklace of one of the women, who begins resisting and falls to the ground. The woman's friend tries to pull her away from the thieves when the moped's passenger gets off and approaches them, but was unable to steal anything as the victim kicks at him. The suspects then got back on the moped and fled, heading southbound on 5th Avenue. The victim sustained minor injuries and refused medical attention. In a similar incident less than an hour later in Chelsea, 2 suspects on a dirt bike and 1 on a moped robbed a 64-year-old man of his Rolex watch as he was walking down West 23rd Street. The next video may be the most brazen yet, when a man in a wheelchair was robbed on a Staten Island bus. Surveillance video on the S40 bus shows the August 13th incident when the suspect walked up to the victim, a 64-year-old man who was sitting in a wheelchair. The suspect can be seen suddenly grabbing at the man and briefly struggling with him before escaping. Authorities say the suspect managed to take $250 from the victim's pocket as it stopped on Clinton Avenue and Richmond Terrace in Stapleton. The victim was not injured. Next, maybe one of our most unsettling videos, when a man had his hair ripped out in an attack on a New York City subway train. A 22-year-old man was on a northbound A train approaching the 190th Street subway station in the Inwood section of Manhattan when he was approached by another man. The person sat across from the victim and said, "I wish I had my pepper spray," before spitting at him. The victim stood up and the man charged at him and grabbed him by the hair before punching him several times in the face and head. The victim lost hair and sustained lacerations to the head. And finally, a robbery that happened in the blink of an eye in Brooklyn. The attack happened at 57th and 8th Avenue in Sunset Park on June 12th. You could see the rioters pull the purse right off the woman's shoulders as they rode by, taking her cell phone and $700 in cash. From Fox 5's Crime in the City, this has been the Wildest Crime Videos. Subscribe now to see more.